So hello everyone, it's your girl Jill Beauty 87 here, aka Grace. Today we're gonna get into the new by Beauty Bay brand Wilderness palette. So I feel like y'all know as soon as you saw this palette, I was getting it because it reminded me immediately of the Lush Life palette from who was it? Colourpop. So I'm gonna open up and compare them right now. I got a couple other palettes I feel like I'm gonna compare them to, but I'll do that toward the end. But this was originally the palette I thought of when I saw this palette. I was like, it's just a bigger palette version of my Lush Life palette. But y'all can let me know what you think down below. But then with the darker blue and all that, it made me think it could be like a Muerte dupe as well. So I might put that in the main chick side chick video along with this palette. We'll see. You gotta see how the quality is on it. But this palette retails for $15. I think I ended up getting mine with 10% off discount because they had sent me like a coupon code in my email, or either they had the code was BB10. I think it's still running now. I don't know if it's still be running by the time this goes up, but you can try it. It's BB10, you know, Beauty Bay, and then give you 10% off. But y'all, this palette is just gorgeous. You got the dark red and warmish colors for people who like that sort of thing, and then like from here on it's just like me. So the bottom row could just disappear and I could just take all this. So when you take this away, now it makes me think of the Oceanic palette by what is it, Ace Beauty, because look at it. Taking that away, it looks like the Oceanic palette from Ace Beauty. For the most part, it just doesn't have those brighter greens. It has more grungier greens instead. But this palette seems to be duping like several things now that I've talked about it. Because I feel like if you take like some of this away, you see how it looks like Muerte, because it has those wannabe minty shades. Then it has the reds at the bottom, but then it has like the darker blues at the top. So I feel like this palette just mimics several things in my collection that I already like, which is probably why I was drawn to and immediately wanted to buy it. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off camera as usual, try to get one eye done, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Then I'll show y'all comparisons of this to the other two palettes that I thought about. I was actually inspired by Karen to bring up these two palettes. I just thought about Muerte right now, which is why you won't see it, because I'm not at home, of course. But let me go off camera, get the eye done, and then we come right back. Okay. So this is what I decided we were gonna do. I tried to use as many colors as possible. I feel like I look like some weird, rare peacock. No, but so I use this one, that one, this one right here, this green down here, and then this dual chromy greenish type shade, and the red in the corner right here. So that's, oh sorry, and the orange. So like I said, I tried to use a lot of colors, so we use all that right there. Let's go ahead and get started. I started and put this on the lower lash line just to save us some time, like I normally like to do. So we're gonna start by making a V with the navy blue shade called Twilight. Y'all know I love to make my outer V shape. I drug it down the lower lash line all the way across, like, you know, it was a liner. I don't know why though, because I don't think you can really see it after I get done with my shimmers, but you know, I just felt like it's so I did. I don't know. And we already know what you do. One side you gotta do to the other one too. So this other side we gotta do this side now too. And then shape a little bit of the outer V, if you will. I literally started like right here at the brow bone, and then I went in with the next shade, which is the red shade. When I first put the shimmers on the other lid, random side note, I did not like the way, oh y'all, it's raining hard. I don't know if y'all can hear it, I'm sorry if you can. But we're going to take the red shade Poppy now. But when I first blended out the shimmers, like I said, random side note, I did not like the way they went on the lid, but it was the brush I was using. I was using a Wet n Wild Pac-Man brush, and because they have less like those putty formula type shimmers, it was not going on the way I wanted it to, so I had to switch to a BK Beauty brush. So it looks a little sloppy on this side, that's why, because I didn't like the way that turned out, but you know, it was already there, so it's too late. I forgot I used the shade Snow, this beige from at the top, just because I need something to dust over all this stuff, like the red shade up there and all that. So. And the crazy thing is, I thought it was going to be like really pigmented and crazy looking, but it wasn't that bad. And I did that before I put the orange shade on top, so I'm trying to stick to what I did on one side to the other side, make them even, so that's why I didn't, you know, just go in with the orange. Now we're going to go in with the orange, and that's the shade Sunrise. That's that on top of all of this. So I just thought it'd be like an extra little punch and touch of oomph, if you will, to go with the eye look. So I was like, okay, let's do that. It's a rainy, gloomy day here. I think it's like 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that. I've filmed all day. I had a long day today, so that's why my eyes like are red. I don't know if y'all can tell. I feel like in the intro you could tell that they were red. That's why they're red, because it's been a long day. I only got to sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I had like broken up sleep because I had to drop my mom off the airport. I got off work at like 3 something. I didn't get home till like 4, and then I had to get up at 6 to make sure she got to the airport at 6:30. Then I had to come back home. And at first Adrian's dad was supposed to come pick him up at 9, and he texted me at like I think 7 or 8 a.m. talking about he can't come at 9. He's supposed to come at 3, and then he showed up at 4 o'clock. So it was like, great. So I had to get up and give Adrian lunch, which I was hoping I wouldn't have to do. Not that I had a problem with it, but it's like, you know, if I've only had 2 hours worth of sleep, then I stayed up thinking you coming to get him and then you not. Then I had to go run errands and like go to the bank and all that. So I was like, oh Lord, whole hot mess. But you know, whatever. Okay, so this is what we're looking like now. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the shimmer. So what I did was I put the darker green. Let me show you all the stuff I swatched. So this is the mint green shade. That one's in the front of the eye. I feel like you can't tell with this eye look. And then that one's at the back of the eye. And then this is that duochrome shimmer that I was talking about. That's greenish, but it looks glowing in the pan. And then that's the green I showed you all called Lime. And I just put that duochrome shade on the top. So I'm gonna start off with the dark green called Moss and put it toward the back. And hopefully this eye will look better than this one, just because, you know. But now I feel like with this eye, I need to put like a red lip on. I just feel like it needs a red lip moment. So we'll have to put on a red lip now, because I feel like a red lip will just make this pop and give it something I feel like it doesn't have right now. I don't know what that noise was I just heard, y'all. I'm still a little behind up here in the house. I'm not gonna go outside and investigate. Like, because we all know in the world for the black person first to die, so the last thing I'm gonna do is go investigate. We're not doing it. So horror family was the first one to die out here trying to investigate nothing. No. See what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the colors just blend into each other, even though they look quite different on swatching out. See, it just look like it's all blended together on the lid, which I'm kind of disappointed in, because I expected the color variation to be quite different, since one is so much darker than the other one. But you know, this is what I'm working with, so we just gotta work with it. Just add some more in there. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade Breeze. The shade Lime. That was the lime green shade I showed y'all earlier in the swatch, and that's what we're gonna put out here going. So put that in there real quick. I wish I had a navy blue liner, because I feel like it'd be cool to put the navy blue liner across where I put the other liner, but I do not. So I'm gonna take the shade Ray, that's the lighter one, and I'm gonna just dust it on top of this one to get that duochrome extra shiny pop and effect that we got going on. So these are what the eyes are looking like. As you can see, this one looks better than this one, but I told you about why this one looks better than that one. So let's zoom out and have a discussion, girl, okay? Okay, so I'm liking the palette. I just don't like the fact that those shimmers look really close together, because you see on my hand, they do not look that close in tone. You see? Like, this is the one that's toward the back of the eye, and this is the one toward the front. I feel like they're looking too similar. Like, I expected the front to be brighter, which is why I put the brighter shade up there. And as you can see, it looks quite dull. You saw when I was putting it on, like, it doesn't give any type of extra pop. So I'm disappointed in that. Maybe it's because all the darker tones are so vampy. I don't know, but the mint shade called Breeze is definitely disappointing me. However, the rest of them seem to be fine. The mouse shade is okay. I was mostly impressed with the shade Lime and the shade Ray up here at the top, but it's really nice palette overall, and I definitely am we're gonna do a battle to compare this to Muerte and see if we can get the exact same look, because if we can, I feel like everyone in the mama will be excited, because this is definitely giving me like Muerte vibes. If you take like this part out right here, see what I'm saying? Like, you got the blues in there, you got the mint greens, and then you got the reds at the bottom like Muerte does. and a little shifty shade. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to do that. But I got a couple of other palettes. Like I said, Karen inspired me with these. I already showed y'all Lush Life at the beginning, and we're gonna do a battle of love against that too. So I might just have a battle royale extravaganza type thing going on. I don't know. But the next one is the El Barrio palette from Terra Moons. I have loved this palette, and this was like how I first got to try Terra Moons, and that's what made me buy all those singles that you'll see a video on coming soon. But this is what both of those look like side by side. Yeah, let's bring any closer. Okay, yeah, but I definitely can see why Karen picked this one, because it has the blues, it has the greens, it has the reds, and then it has like the goldish, orangish type shade in there to you know, pull it all together. But the orange in the Terra Moons is brighter than this one, and I feel like the obviously the Beauty Bay one has more colors in it. The last palette we have to talk about is the Untamed palette from Sigma. Again, I can understand Karen doing this one too, because it was like more muted color story. They're not exactly the same, of course, because this one is definitely more muted than this one with the like deeper purples and the more like mauve-ish type tone. But it is giving like sort of grunge. To me, this is more like an adult toned down grunge version, and this is a more fun, colorful version for the colorful people. So that way, if you wanted to do grunge but you don't want a whole bunch of bright, vivid colors, you could definitely use the Untamed, and it'll be a good alternative to this palette. But just keep in mind, the Untamed will cost you way more, because I think this palette's like 49 bucks, whereas this one is 15. So that's something to keep in mind. But what I recommend this palette, I guess, is what we're coming down to now, since we're at the end. I like the palette. I don't know if I like it as well as the other palettes that they have. Like, my ultimate palette from them is Book of Magic, and they're crazy for getting rid of it. They need to magically make it come back like magic. Since magic is in the name, make the Book of Magic magically reappear come Christmas or come Halloween. Just surprise everybody on Halloween and be like, one day only, we got this many units, buy it now. Because that palette is fire. This one is nice. I would actually put this second to that one. Like, I would pick Book of Magic first. I would put this one second. Nikki Tutorials would be third, just because it's limited edition. And I know some people didn't necessarily like the color story of that one. I like it just fine. And then the fourth one would be the New Romance. That's because it took forever for me to get, and I have so many other palettes like that. To me, I don't have nearly as many palettes like this as I do of that, so that's why. But like I said, I am disappointed in the coloring of these two shimmers. I feel like they look really similar on the lid, and I'm not liking that at all. But otherwise, the palette is fine. It has the same quality as usual when it comes to the shimmers and the mattes. I just think Book of Magic is king when it comes to Beauty Bay palettes, and this one is second to me. But it's a good formula, it's a good palette. As you see, I made a nice little cute eye look or whatever. But for 15 bucks, I would definitely say try it out, because Beauty Bay always has sales on their palettes. So if you want to wait till it goes on sale even cheaper, like I was just remember hearing OPV Beauty talk about how she got the Book of Magic palette that I love so much for 7 bucks. I think I ended up getting mine for 10, but it was still better than like the 15. So you can either wait for a sale if you're not in the market to buy a whole bunch of makeup right now, or just don't have the funds to, or you can just go ahead and buy it now because it's 15 bucks. And remember, try that code BB10 to see if you can get the 10% off the palette. But I like it. I would recommend it for this color story, especially if you don't want to like buy the Colourpop one, because that one does give you a little bit more variety than the Colourpop one. And the other palettes I showed you are more expensive than that palette. So that's the most reasonable price one, and it has a good formula, and it has like, you know, nice shimmers. So it has those Colourpop putty type shimmers like Super Shocks are in their palettes at a better price. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Okay, y'all, so I changed the lip. Awesome. Random side note. After I got done giving y'all the outro, I thought about it. I'm like, I got the Raw Beauty Christie I had Foresight palette off Poshmark. So I forgot to go ahead and show that to you compared to the Wilderness palette. So this is the last one I have to show. Like I said, I left my Muerte at home, so I'll have to do an Instagram swatch in comparison to that, and then I'll do a battle of love with that one tomorrow versus this one that you'll see later on. I'm thinking about just doing a week of battle of love, since I have so many palettes that are similar to other palettes. Like I want to do this, Lush Life and Muerte, and then I want to do like the, what is it, the Cherry Crush compared to the Cherry on Top from BH Cosmetics. Then I did the Brunette palette versus the Honey palette from Naked. And then I did, then I gotta do the Alien Cosmetics Not Normal palette compared to the Trio Chrome. And then I want to do Cabana Club compared to Circle Local. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I got all those that I want to do Battle of the. So I'm thinking about having a week of just Battle of the. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that down below. Oh, this is Maybelline's Ruby For You. I know it's called Ruby Red. I forgot the exact number, but that's what I got on the lips. Anyway, okay, I'm done now for real. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all in diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Okay, bye.